Hello. My name is Spearshot and I'm a challenger top player, specifically known for one-tricking Pantheon. Now throughout this video, I'll go over general knowledge, tips and tricks and hopefully help you improve at the role as a whole. I have a lot of solo queue experience and I want to share the things that have helped me climb the EU West ladder. Now get your pen and paper ready, we're about to get serious. First off, let's discuss the early game. The laning phase. A common issue I see among low elo players is undermining the importance of early trades. Level 1 and 2 trades set tempo for the lane. It really decides who's going to be having priority and whose jungler is able to secure crab. Curious as to why your jungler's always behind? Maybe because you're always getting shoved in and never able to help with the skirmishes in the river. In addition to that, enough bad trades can either be the reason as to why you got dived so easily, or why you had to burn your beloved teleport so early into the game. We all know that feeling of helplessness at level 4 where you're getting zoned off CS, wondering where the hell the game went wrong. Well, simple bad trades early into the lane put you into that awkward position, where you're forced to use abilities to farm rather than to trade. This opens up opportunities for your opposing laner to trade for free and slowly wear you down. All because you didn't respect him and took a weird ass fight at level 1. Now, this does not mean you should always be winning the lane at level 1 and 2. Hard matchups do exist, we know that. It simply means play around your advantages. If you are playing into champions with strong level 1s like Set, like Urgot, it is still no reason to take an awful trade and ruin the lane for the remainder of the game. It just means you have to be patient and perhaps give up a handful of CS and wait for your advantage. Whether that's level 3 or level 6, you are not expected to have priority in every matchup, but you are expected to stay alive and play around your spikes. Top lane is an isolated lane. A single kill can snowball the lane to victory, so do not be the one who dies. Talking about death, it's important to practice every matchup to learn what trades you can win and understand limitations into every champion. Not all champions are the same, so understanding where your opportunities and advantages lie in every matchup is the only way to pick up a lead consistently. And when it comes to solo queue, consistency is key. Alright, now that we've discussed the early laning phase, let's move on to roaming and rotations. First and foremost, let me say I highly recommend that you pursue your own lead as far as you can before desperately looking for rotations, trying to get everyone else on your team ahead while you quickly fall behind in your lane. Like we addressed before, top lane can be the hardest snowballing lane in the game. Once you're behind, it's exceedingly difficult to try and win back a lead, assuming your laner knows what he's doing. One of the common mistakes I see low elo players making is hopelessly looking for roams that have a lot of risk and little reward. Now you're probably thinking, well, when do I rotate then, Spear? Shush! Let me finish. Ideally, you want to be looking for rotations that secure an objective. Towers, Herald, Drake. This justifies the risk for the roam you're going to commit to. Drake is definitely a high priority objective. Though as a top laner, it's often difficult to try to secure it since you're on the entire opposite side of the map. And for that reason alone, a lot of top laners avoid trying to secure the Drake altogether. And they just hope their team have more Drakes than the enemy by the time the laning phase is over. However, there are ways to secure Dragon without massively putting yourself behind. Securing Drake does not always mean teleporting bot lane and desperately attacking the Dragon while you miss 30 CS topside and resent your team later on because you're 2 levels down. A trick I always like to do is rotate to mid once I've shoved my wave in. I either kill the enemy mid laner or at worst secure prio for my mid laner. This gives my team mid priority for Dragon, while I can return back to my lane to catch the wave and defend my tower. This method of manipulating which team have the advantage for Dragon makes sure that I don't miss anything top and fall behind, while also establishing mid prio and setting up the game so that my team have the advantage when it comes to battling for the Drake. Now this does not always guarantee that your team's going to secure every Dragon, but it definitely does give your team the upper hand when it comes to fights in the river and early rotations from your mid laner. Remember that roaming can either make or break a game, so it's important to pay attention when it's okay to leave lane and what kind of roams you should be looking for. Moving on to the late game. I feel as though what I'm about to say everybody already knows. Stop ARAMing mid. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a time and a place for that, but the frequent issue I see later into the game among low elo players is carelessly letting minion waves die on the side lane. Stop sharing XP and gold with your bot lane like a weirdo and go and get that CS. People really aren't appreciating the power of having a golden level advantage on your opposing laner, all because you decided to catch 3 waves on the side lane while he stood around mid lane picking his nose. However, before side laning, there is a mental checklist you need to go through. Is there an objective coming up? If there is, do you have TP or a global ult to be with the team? Shen players know what I'm talking about. Are you safe on the side lane? Meaning, do you have appropriate vision control around the lane you're side laning on, and or vision of the enemy team? Does your team need you? Meaning, can they easily get collapsed on and you won't have time to react? An example would be a Nocturne ult, a Pantheon ult, even a Rengar ult. There are a plethora of things I can discuss. This game is so damn complex, but hopefully I covered a few things that have been useful and can help you climb in solo queue. In the end, this game just takes practice and grueling self-criticism. Thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any questions, feel free to write them down in the comment section or tune into my streams and ask me there. Take care, guys.